not get it clarified. What you have to do is that once you start screen sharing, whatever your queries are there, you please write it in the chat box so that we can meet those queries in chat box itself. And after this is over, those of you who cannot share these things, we will be sharing the entire video file in the group so that you can rerun in your institutions and inform all those persons who will be doing telemedicine, who will participate in telemedicine. Now, our Special Secretary Public Health has just joined us. He will just give you an introduction, then we will start this screen sharing.
So, good afternoon everybody. I welcome you all to this telemedicine training session. In fact, our Professor Das has already told you about the importance and about the telemedicine. Importance of telemedicine at this juncture, because nowadays when the OPDs are being shut down in many places, the people are not able to come to the point of care, so they need consultation from their home, and also it is our obligation of the government, obligation of the health system to render them the service they deserve, they need. In fact, this is a small endeavor to provide the healthcare services at their doorstep. So I hope this session will be very useful to all of us. And with this introduction, I would like to request Professor Das to continue this session. Thank you.
And welcome. Today we will discuss regarding the operationalization of telemedicine centers in our state to facilitate general healthcare service as well as service to the COVID affected persons through telemedicine system. As you know that it has become difficult nowadays for the patients to have access to the general healthcare system because of several restrictions arising out of the regulations and the current situation. Taking all these into account, we have devised this method by which we can facilitate their easy access to the healthcare. First, let us know what is the definition of telemedicine. The World Health Organization defines telemedicine as the delivery of healthcare services where distance is a critical factor. This distance may be a real distance or a virtual distance as created now by all healthcare professionals using information and communication technology for the exchange of valid information for diagnosis, treatment and prevention of the disease and injuries, research and evaluation, and the continuing education of healthcare workers with aim of advancing the health of individuals and communities. The overall aim, we should note that to provide an easy access to the patients for the healthcare facilities and remove the real or virtual barriers from the system. The telemedicine is not to be taken as a substitute of through clinical examination and exercise, and is designed to supplement only the medical care. This should be very clear that this is not at all an alternative for the in-person examination system as is prevailing in all the healthcare facilities. Only because of the current situation of corona, where the access of common people to different healthcare facilities is restricted, this is just an alternative, rather a temporary alternative to provide healthcare in time. Another term we are using is the telehealth. This telehealth is a bit different from the telemedicine. This is a broader thing. As per definition, the delivery and facilitation of health and health-related services, including medical care, providers and patient education, health information services, and self-care. All these are entangled in this. Via telecommunication system and digital communication technologies, we are going to provide this. In general telemedicine, the telemedicine is used to denote clinical services delivered by a registered medical practitioner or any medical officer in the government system, while telehealth is a broader term used for technology for health and health-related services, including telemedicine. In other words, the telemedicine is a part and parcel of this telehealth. Let us know what are the benefits, why we are adopting this. This provides timely access to appropriate interventions. When there are barriers, maybe real or virtual barriers for a patient, and he cannot get immediate access to the healthcare facilities and is deprived of getting the help, then timely access is possible through this system because he can contact a doctor or a healthcare provider through telemedicine system over the online platform. Faster and easier access to basic healthcare is also available through this. Elimination of distance as a barrier, this is the major factor. I have already told this may be a real barrier or maybe a virtual barrier as we are facing now. Usefulness at this time of disaster or pandemic. Now we are going to utilize it to overcome the hazards of this pandemic. It is more cost effective because it involves less financial costs. No risk of or cross infection is here with this, and better documentation is also possible with this. This minimizes inequity and barrier to access. So what are the scopes? This enables the medical officers to effectively leverage the health system to enhance healthcare service access to all, particularly during current COVID-19 pandemic. Second is that guidelines covers prescribed norms and standards to consult patients via telemedicine. I want to clarify here that the regular norms should not be deviated at all while adopting telemedicine. Telemedicine involves all channels of communication with the patient that leverage information technology platforms, including voice, audio, text and digital data exchange. Elements of telemedicine. There are several elements. The basic most important ones are the telecommunication hardware. This is the first requirement over which or through which we are going to provide healthcare services through telemedicine system. Second one is the communication network. There should be good network, otherwise the inter-system will fail or there will be interruptions in between, leading to incomplete service provision. The trained manpower is another important aspect, especially the call responders. I clarify here that we are using this terminology call responders for the first person or the prime mover who will be present in the telemedicine hub to attend to the call of a caller. He may be a patient or maybe one of his relatives or maybe some of his healthcare providers. They are termed here as call responders. I will clarify who can be a call responder later. The general duty medical officer or specialist, they are known as the healthcare providers. The call responders, after receiving the call, they will have a conferencing with the DDMO or the specialist, and they will explore the real problem of the patient and provide necessary care. The access to service delivery is another important component. This should be properly organized, otherwise the system will fail. There should be definite protocols, norms and guidelines. Of course, we will follow the norms and guidelines provided by the Government of India. The approval and authentication of the state authority is also required. The human resource requirement is another important aspect of this telemedicine service. Let us discuss one by one. As I have told, the operating persons are the first or the prime movers of this system. The telemedicine technician of the district headquarters hospital or the medical college hospital will provide the technical assistance. We know that we have got telemedicine centers in all district headquarters hospitals of the states, including the three old medical college hospitals, that is SB Medical College, Barampur Medical College and Vinsar Burla. Of course, the four new medical colleges, they do not have this provision, but it has been decided that the corresponding districts where these medical colleges are situated, those districts will provide the necessary help. A male nurse or a pharmacist or a health worker, male or female, or a multi-purpose health supervisor, male or female, or the female nurse, as per availability, will act as a call responder. I was telling about the call responder. He will be present in the telemedicine hub and will attend the call first. And it is his or her responsibility to decide to whom, either the general medical duty medical officer who is on duty, he will be have a conferencing with him, and the concerned medical officer will try to solve the problem of the patient or the caller. If the general duty medical officer is not able to solve the problem at his level, then he may request for a conferencing with a specialist or consultant who will be on duty, and both of them can solve the problem. The second most important person is the GDMO and specialist. I have already narrated their jobs and their responsibilities. So, they are the second line call responders rather. The common requisites for the telemedicine center is a dedicated telephone, that is a mobile handset that has already been purchased by the state, and it will be supplied to all the telemedicine hubs. That will be kept in the telemedicine center itself, or it will be at the custody of the persons or the call responder at that time. A register for manual recording of the call details is required, that will be kept in the telemedicine center. The computers and peripherals, those which are already used by the telemedicine center, that will be also utilized for this purpose. The internet connectivity should be ensured by the district authority. They should provide preferably a high-speed internet connection. List and contact details of the Niramaya counters in government health facilities very much essential, which need to be kept at the telemedicine center. Here I want to clarify that the doctors or the specialists, they will provide the medicines or prescribe the medicines only from the Niramaya counter. They will not prescribe any medicine to be purchased from outside. The copy of the prescription will be provided to the nearest Niramaya counter, which is accessible to the patient, and patient either himself or through his relatives or caregivers can collect this from the nearest Niramaya counter. The duty list of the general duty medical officer and specialist consultants with their contact numbers, they should be available in the telemedicine center, so that the first call responder will utilize that. The digital signature mechanism for signing a prescription, as we know that the doctor will provide a prescription to the patient, that prescription need be authenticated by the concerned doctor, because that is a legal document. But for the present time, this is optional because the digital signature mechanism has not been developed throughout all centers in the state. So for the time being, we will be using the manual process. The concerned doctor will give or write the prescription in his own handwriting with his signature, that will be scanned and will be sent to the patient. The digital system available in existing telemedicine center will be utilized for this So what are the contents of teleconsultation system? The number one is the prescription that is to be given by the treating or consultant doctor to the patient. It should be in the prescribed format given by Government of India for this telemedicine system. This can also include advice for investigation. This can also be tagged with advice for in-person consultation in healthcare facility, where a doctor will decide that it is not possible to reach at a definite diagnosis through this telecommunication system or telemedicine system. The doctor has got the right to advise the person concerned to attend in person a healthcare facility where physical examination of the patient will be done and a better diagnosis can be reached. A referral to higher facility is also available to telemedicine system. Of course, this will be done through the telecommunication, and of course, if doctor as he is providing a prescription slip, he can write a referral on that prescription slip, which will be utilized by the patient when attending the higher facility. Advice on non-pharmaceutical interventions are also included in this. For example, a person is having some minor disease for which definite medicine need not be taken, or he requires some medicine which are prohibited to be given through telemedicine system. Here, the supportive treatment mechanism which are non-clinical or non-pharmaceutical in nature, like exercises, good foods, nutrition, etc. This can also be advised through this telemedicine system by the consultant physician or doctor. IEC and health education is another important aspect which can also be provided through telemedicine system. So these are the contents of this consultation system. What is the timing for telemedicine that will be available for the public? Telemedicine service in the 3 old medical colleges. Please give attention. Telemedicine service in the 3 old medical college hospitals, that is SC Medical College, MKCG Medical College and Bhimsar Burla, along with Acharya Harihari Institute of Cancer and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Institute of Pediatrics, Cuttack, will be available around the clock and staff arrangement will be made accordingly. In the 4 new medical college hospitals like Baleswar, Baripada, Balangir and Koraput, and in all district headquarters hospitals along with Capital Hospital and Raurkela Government Hospital, the service will be available from 8 am in the morning to 5 pm in the evening. This is the flow chart of the call movement. The first, the patient or a relative or field healthcare person like ANM or a pharmacist or whoever may be, they will send a call through the telephone to the prescribed number the call responder is having and sitting in the telemedicine center. They will call to that number and the call responder will respond to this call. The call respondent or call responder in the control room will receive this either in form of an audio call or in form of a video call. Then he will take note of the name, the age, the sex, the detailed address of the patient and about the main complaints, and then he will have a conferencing with the general duty medical officer first. The general duty medical officer is an MBBS doctor usually. If it is possible on his part, after listening to the complaints and analyzing it, the GDM or general duty medical officer can himself solve the issue and give a feedback to the caller in form of a prescription, advice, etc., etc., as we have discussed earlier, and it will be sent through audio or video conferencing. If he is unable or he thinks that some advice from a consultant or specialist is needed for the benefit of the patient, then we will have a conferencing with the specialist or consultant who is fixed for duty at that time, and he will analyze the situation at his level. He may take the help of this general duty medical officer also. Together they can decide what will be the best for the patient, and accordingly the feedback to the caller will be provided. Let us now discuss regarding the duties and responsibilities of different level of workers. As I have told that the call responder is sitting in the telemedicine hub, and he is the first person or the prime mover to receive the call and respond. He should be present in the telemedicine center in time. He should keep the official mobile and to receive the call, and should ensure availability of all requisites and logistics in the telemedicine center. He should respond to calls promptly and cordially. This cordially word should be remembered, because many times this proves very much beneficial in reducing the pain, reducing the sufferings of the patient, along with the real prescription or advice. Record the details of the caller and or the patient. Respond and output in the register in digitally if required. He will record the details of the caller and or the patient. I have already told that the patient may send a call himself or can contact the telemedicine center with one of his relatives or a healthcare provider who is already attending. Then he should have the response and output in the register and the digitally if required. He should record the details etc. as I have told in the register present in the telemedicine center. This can also be recorded in a digital form. I mean to say that the call, the exact talkings, the exact information provided by the patient or his caller can be recorded also digitally through that mobile telephone, which will be easier to, which will provide an easier way to analyze the real situation or the ground situation or the ground problem of the patient and solve it easily. He shall connect to the general duty medical officer or consultant or the specialist, as we have discussed earlier. If connecting to the doctor fails at that time due to any network problem or due to some other cause, or the doctor is not accessible, he should try to comply as soon as possible, because this is for the benefit of the patient. As soon as the network is resumed, we should have a conference with the doctor. He shall transfer the copy of the prescription or the referral advice to the patient as well as to his nearest nearby counter, as we have discussed earlier. Then the general duty medical officer shall attend the patient over phone, other digital modes, and exchange identity and his official status. This is very much important. Please mind that the doctor should give his personal identity, that I am Dr. So and so, and I am either an MBBS doctor or I am a specialist in such and such stream. He should give that information to the patient clearly, because that is the patient's rights under this rule. And the patient should also inform his detailed whereabouts to the doctor if he wants. He should listen carefully to the patients or the callers, maybe other than the patient, to explore the real problems lying with the patient. He should use his best knowledge and skill to address the problem, if possible at his level or in consultation with the specialist. If required, he shall take help of the specialist or consultant. He will advise for investigation if required. If personal examination is required, shall advise the patient to come to the hospital. Remember one thing, never advise the patients over telemedicine platform to come to his private clinic or your private clinic, because this is a punishable offense. Please advise to come in person to the nearest healthcare facility or any healthcare, government healthcare facility you think to be appropriate. Give general advice, prescription, counseling, etc. as per need. Then the specialist or consultant, he shall remain in readiness to attend the call, because the general duty medical officer or even the call responder, they can contact him at any time, and he should mentally and physically also prepared to attend that call. He will listen the patient caller as well as the general duty medical officer's assessment carefully and decide the mode of management or the course of management. He shall prescribe, counsel, advise for in-person examination also. If possible, the patient can come to the nearest healthcare facility run by the government. It will be better to have a better analysis of the situation and to provide the best possible help to the patient. The pharmacist of the Niramaya counter has also got a very vital role. He shall verify the prescription produced by the patient or caller with the office copy received online from the call responder. This is very important. The Niramaya counter will verify the prescription submitted by the patient or his attendant, and he will compare it with the copy he has received from the concerned doctor or the concerned telemedicine center online. Because we have already discussed that a copy will be sent to the nearest Niramaya counter. That means the Niramaya counter which is nearest to the patient's area or the patient residence. Then he will issue medicine and cancel the office copy received online. This is only to avoid the repetitions of issue of medicines over a single prescription more than one time. This may also happen. To take care of that, this provision has been made that after issuing medicine once, that office copy of the prescription will be cancelled digitally by the pharmacist of the Niramaya counter. There are certain limitations of prescribing drugs under this telemedicine platform. The list O drugs. These consist of drugs which are safe and can be prescribed by any mode. For example, paracetamol tablets or syrups, ORS, cough lozenges, antiseptics, ointments, lotions for local application, etc. These can be prescribed by the concerned doctor at any time and to any extent. There is no restriction for these drugs. The list A drugs comprise of drugs which are relatively safe and not likely to cause addiction. They are antacids, anti-allergic, common antidiarrheal drugs, etc., vitamins, iron, folic acids, etc. Of course, this should better be prescribed after a video conferencing, because through a video conferencing it is to see, or we can see, the doctor can see what is the real condition of the patient. Therefore, he should prescribe this. But there is not that much restriction for prescribing all these drugs. The list B drugs comprise of medicines which are prescribed on follow-up consultation or continuation of drugs, prescribed drugs in person consultation or as a follow-up consultation. Because the patient may be having this call for the first time, or the call may be a second call, because previously he had already consulted in person or through telemedicine platform. He had been provided medicines through a prescription, and he just wants to know whether he should continue these drugs or there will be any change in the prescription. So taking that into account, a doctor can prescribe. There is a prohibited list of drugs which includes drugs which cannot be prescribed like narcotics, psychotropic drugs, CONSULTATION drugs, etc., which should not be prescribed through telemedicine service. Of course, something is there which can be taken as a misconduct on the part of the healthcare provider. These include willful violation of any regulations under NCI. Medical Council of India has designed certain regulations or rules and norms for providing treatment to a patient. This is not only applicable to the telemedicine system but also to the general healthcare system. So we should, as doctors, always stick to the guidelines, rules, regulations under NCI. Misutilization of the platform in any form also is punishable. And insisting on telemedicine when the patient is willing to travel to a facility and request an in-person consultation, if we deny this and persuade him to take treatment through this telemedicine system, then that is also an offense. Misusing patient images and data, especially private and sensitive in nature, is also punishable. So we should, as experienced doctors, take care of all these things, and we should not allow any misconduct to happen through us. There are types of consultations. It may be a first consultation, it may be a follow-up or continuation of care consultation. In emergency need also, a patient can call the telemedicine center. Of course, it is not possible always to solve the emergency needs, but at that time, the essential advice which can elevate the condition, that is very much required. The counseling for health education, queries on medications, queries on investigations or advice on investigations, and the effort to facilitate referral, all these are types of consultations. Last but not least, we should be aware of all the limitations we have discussed, restrictions, ethics, guidelines, technology, patients' rights, litigations, etc. Because medical service is always attached to a legal part, and as doctors and professionals, we should be very much careful all these things, and by that we can provide the best service during this crisis to the poor people of our state, and that will help us in restoring a healthy Odisha in future. Thank you all.
कौन आंसर सर ଆପଣ ଯଦି ଡାଉଟ୍ ଅଛି ପଚାରିବେ। So all the members are requested to they can put up any question they like. If they raise their hand, we will unmute their mics and they can ask the question and we will answer accordingly.
Is it audible, please? Okay, if you have any queries or questions, you can raise your hands. We will just unmute one by one and I will attend to your queries. If you have any queries, please raise your hands. We will unmute you and allow you to put your questions. Okay. Some Tanmay is raising hand.
Yes. Yeah, actually, basically, I have two questions. First is, can a patient insist on consulting a doctor over telemedicine even if he is not on duty on that particular day? This is question number one.
Not at all, because the doctors will have their own duty chart that will be written by the concerned superintendent. It will be advertised earlier.
Okay.
Those doctors on duty, they can be contacted.
Okay, second question is, we could not understand how a doctor will send the prescription to the call responder.
For the time being, we are going in future, very soon we are going to send you one mobile app through which directly prescription can be generated. But for the time being, as it has not been activated till now, we are requesting you to please write a prescription on a prescription slip or even on a plain paper, but your signature will be there.
Okay.
That you just scan with your cam scanner in your mobile and forward it to the call responder. His duty is to from.
So it can be sent over WhatsApp also to the call responder? Okay, thank you.
But it should be your signature.
Yeah, signature is mandatory, but it can be sent over WhatsApp also. Okay, thank you.
Okay, anybody else any queries? Anybody having any query, please raise your hand, so we will just unmute you. Okay. Nodal officer, okay, unmute him. You please unmute yourself. Okay. Now ask.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Dr. Paresh Mehra. I am Nodal Officer, Acharya Postgraduate Institute of Cancer. Our problem is that our cancer hospital have that not much of facilities here in the telemedicine, like internet connectivity and the round clock stay in the telemedicine center, because it is just a part of the OPD block in the hospital. And now there is no much of manpower is available in the hospital. So can we, instead of the male nurse or pharmacist or female nurse, can we, the correspondent will be our telemedicine site nurse?
You are not audible, please. We cannot hear you.
Can you hear, sir?
No, it's not clear.
Please repeat your question.
Please repeat your question, sir.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Please repeat your question.
You are now audible.
No, probably there is a connectivity problem.
Okay, sir.
Okay. We will give you a chance to repeat your question afterwards. Let us go to some other person.
Okay.
Yes, anybody else?
Unmute yourself.
Please unmute yourself. You are having. Okay, ask your question.
Yes. Hello. Am I audible?
Audible.
I am Professor Dr. S.P. Swai. I am Director of Mental Health Institute. Mental Health Institute, SC Medical College. Sir, we have a ultra modern telemedicine center which was inaugurated by Minister of Health and Family Welfare on November 28, 2019, where our Special Secretary Sir, Dr. Ajit Mahanti was present.
He was present here also.
Yes, he is also present here, I know. So, it's my request in my grievance that the center is not non-functional now because there is no manpower. Although this telemedicine center is connected to NIMHANS, and where we can give 24-hour telemedicine training, anything, even if not related to mental health to others. And I have given my grievance to our Honorable Additional Chief Secretary Sir, but the file is pending since last 3 to 4 months. So it's my request, because it is one of the big project of the state, from where training, telemedicine and everything can be done and patient and the doctors can be trained directly from MHI or from NIMHANS. But in the presentation I have seen, they have mentioned about Acharya Harihar and Sishu Bhavan. Although the Mental Health Institute has a special status, but they have no mention about the Mental Health Institutes. So it's my request, if they will give the manpower, then we will start the center at earliest as possible. And the file is pending with the Joint Secretary, Madam.
See, basic aim of this telemedicine network was just to have teleconsultation in this lockdown period. So what we are raising is the anxiety issue, and this is not the proper platform to raise that. So
Actually, joint limit, sir, if the administrative issue will not be solved, how the training, how everything will be going?
this is not the forum.
डॉक्टर साइंस शुणु आमर जो एचआर टेलीमेडिसिन शॉप इन द एमएचआई इट शुड हैव बीन एक्टिवेटेड बाय नाउ बट problem and other problems, administrative problem and other ancillary problems सेटा हेई पारी नाही आमे एचआर हमरो जो आपनकर डेडिकेटेड एम्बुलेंस आनर थिला से जिंस पेका होची एंड दैट विल योर टेलीमेडिसिन कंसल्टेशन विल बी 24/7 independent.
ना सर मोर कहया कथा आम 24/7 ट्रेनिंग करिपरिबा टेलीकंसल्टेशन करिपरिबा सेंटर ओपन हेक अछि खाली सर तार स्टेट रो भी बजेट एलोकेशन हे खाली सर फाइनेंस सर क्लियरेंस दे देला पर सर सेंटर पे चली परिबो
एक्चुअली सेटा कोचिंग जे जो टेलीमेडिसिन विषय रे हमें वर्तमान ट्रेनिंग दउछु
सर
एमो टेलीमेडिसिन सारे डायरेक्ट लिंक किछ नाही यू आर हैविंग वन इंडिपेंडेंट यूनिट ऑफ टेलीमेडिसिन सब टेलीमेडिसिन
सर
एमएसआई
सर
एटा वर्तमान है मेनली टू अटेंड द पेशेंट्स इन दिस कोविड इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन
ओके सर ओके थैंक यू सर
टेलीमेडिसिन प्लॅटफॉर्म
अच्छा या पूर्वी जेव्हा आपण आचार्य हरिहर इन्स्टिट्यूट अनव्हट ऑर्डर आचार्य हरिहर इन्स्टिट्यूट अच्छा हमारे ऑडियंस सर आचार्य हरिहर इन्स्टिट्यूट you please unmute yourself and ask the question
सर ଏବେ सर now I am audible sir सर गुड आफ्टरनून सर एक्चुअली हमर कैंसर हॉस्पिटल रे छोट प्रॉब्लम अछि हमर टेलीमेडिसिन सेंटर टा हमर ओपीडी ब्लॉक रे गोटे अटैच हेक अछि सर हमर ओपीडी ब्लॉक 9 to 5 रन कला परे हमर सब तक क्लोज हे जाय तो टेलीमेडिसिन हमर ओपीडी ब्लॉक जेतो अछि सेटा बंद करा हो तो 24/7 एबे कला परे मोर दुईटा प्रॉब्लम अछि जोटा हमर कॉल रेस्पोंडर रहिबे जो तीनटा कैटेगरी आपण कहले कि मेल नर्स हो फार्मासिस्ट हो कि फीमेल नर्स हो हमर मैनपावर शॉर्टेज हेतु हमें से कॉल रेस्पोंडर हमर जे टेलीमेडिसिन रो साइट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर होछन हम तांको इंक्लूड करि परिबा की
they will provide the technical assistance all to respond करिया पाई it is not a watertight compartment अपन केवल हम जो कैटेगरी रो स्टाफ को स्पेसिफाई करिछु
आगे
यदि अपन पर अनुभवी अछंती एक्चुअली those who can understand the problem of the patient हमें आके कहीं रखिछु the basic knowledge of regarding health if some person अपन पालिकंती alternative one can attend the call and call to a proper person then you can deploy there no barrier is there फार्मासिस्ट मेल नर्स
मैम जानी छे एक्चुअली माने मेल नर्स तो बहुत कम होछंती हमरो सेमिति बेसी अपॉइंटमेंट नान फार्मासिस्ट बहुत माने रेस्ट्रिक्टेड नंबर होछंती एक्चुअली आ हमर जे साइट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर होछंती 8 प्रेजेंट जे मो संगे काम करूछन से पिलाटी माने लास्ट 1 ईयर अब भई गेलानी आ माने सी इज वेल एक्वेंटेड विथ द टेलीकॉन्फ्रेंसिंग एंड द टेलीफोनिक कंसल्टेशन एवरीथिंग तो गोटे हेल्पिंग हैंड अच्छी माने विथ योर ड्यू परमिशन यदि आपण कहिते सो कैन वी ऑप्ट फॉर हर माने अकॉर्डिंग टू माने द गाइडलाइन कॉल रेस्पोंडर विल ट्रांसफर द कॉल टू द कंसर्न स्पेशलिस्ट और कंसल्टेंट और द जीडीएमओ तो सीए फोन टा रिसीव कला पर कॉन्फ्रेंस कॉल करके हमर डेजिग्नेटेड कंसल्टेंट हो स्पेशलिस्ट हो तांको कॉल ट्रांसफर करिवे कॉन्फ्रेंस कॉल रे एंड जहां डिटेल डाटा ताको पुणी से तर फीडबैक नै कि रजिस्टर रे मेंटेन करिके स्कैन करके पठे परिवे जे हमर एबी वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग स्कैन करके सब डिस्ट्रिक्ट को पठा होची कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग हला पर तो सी इज वेल एक्वेंटेड आई थिंक तो जदी आपण कहिबे देन विल इंक्लूड
you can do that you can do that
और सेकंड जिंस होची हमरो हॉस्पिटल रे जनरल ड्यूटी मेडिकल ऑफिसर्स भी नहांती ऑल आर द कंसल्टेंट्स फ्रॉम द रैंक ऑफ असिस्टेंट एसआर टू असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर एंड प्रोफेसर लेवल तो जीडीएमओ मात्र 3-4 जण जो माने इमर्जेंसी करूचंती आ से माने आसुचंती जाउचंती अलगा असिस्टेंट सदन पोस्टेड भी नहांती डिपार्टमेंट रे 2-3 जण को छाडी देला परे तो हमें भाबुतलो सेटा डायरेक्टर सर सारे କଥା होतलो तो वी कैन कंडक्ट एंड एटा हमें कॉल टा डायरेक्ट कंसल्टेंट को डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर करके सेटा को सॉर्ट आउट करियो
यदि तमर जे कॉल रेस्पोंडर अछि तार अच्छी कैन सेंड डायरेक्ट स्पेशलिस्ट କିଛି ଇସ୍ୟୁ ନାହିଁ ଏବଂ କରିବା ନିହାତି ଦରକାର that you can do at your level କିମ୍ବା ତମେ ଜିନିଷ ଭଳିଆ ଦେଇପାରିବ ଭିଜୁଆଲ ଦେଇପାରିବ କିଛି ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଆଉ ଭିଜୁଆଲ ଦେଇପାରିବ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
Those who will respond the call diverted by the call responder, they need not be present in the telemedicine hub themselves. They will first forward with the call. Yes, only the call responder will be present in the telemedicine hub. We are going to provide you with 2 mobile phones.
Yes, sir.
These 2 can be kept with 1 call responder or can be maintained by 2 different call responders at the same time if the caseload is more.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
Even if in worst case the call responder is not present in the telemedicine hub, he can also attend call remaining at some other site also. But he should be present in the telemedicine hub. But
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସେଇଟା ଜଷ୍ଟ ଟିକେ ସାର୍ ସେଇ ପଏଣ୍ଟ କୁ ମୁଁ ଏଇନା ଆସିଥାନ୍ତି ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ମାନେ ମୋଷ୍ଟ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ସେଇଟା ଆଜ୍ ପର ଦ ରୁଲ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଗାଇଡଲାଇନ୍ ଆମର ଯୋଉଟା ମୁଁ ଫାଷ୍ଟ କହିଲି ଆମର ଟେଲିମେଡିସିନ ଟା 9 ରୁ 5 ଓପିଡି ବ୍ଲକ ଖୋଲା ରହୁଛି ଆଉ ତାପରେ ବନ୍ଦ ହଉଛି 9 ରୁ 5 ଆମର ଯୋଉ କଲ୍ ରେସ୍ପଣ୍ଡ ସେ ନିହାତି ଟେଲିମେଡିସିନ ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ରହିବେ ଆଉ ସେଇ ଟାଇମରେ ଆମର ହସ୍ପିଟାଲରେ ସବୁ କନସଲଟାଣ୍ଟ କୁ କଲ୍ ଫରୱାର୍ଡ କରିପାରିବେ after 5 o'clock 24/7 ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟାବେଳେ ହଉ କି ରାତିରେ ଫୋନ ଆସିଲେ can it be given to them ସେମାନେ ନିଜ ପାଖରେ ରଖିଥିବେ ଆଉ ସେଇଟାକୁ ସିଏ ଆମର ଯୋଉଟା ଡେଜିଗ୍ନେଟେଡ୍ କଲ୍ କୁ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଫର କରିପାରିବେ ତ ସେମାନେ ଆଉଟ ଅଫ ଦ ହସ୍ପିଟାଲ ସାଇଟ୍ ଟେଲିମେଡିସିନ ସାଇଟ୍ ସେଟା ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ନେଇକି ଯାଇପାରିବେ ୱିଥ୍ ୟୋର ପରମିଶନ ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
Something the simplicity of the process.
ଆଜ୍ଞା
In a designated mobile number. That mobile number is given to the call attendant or call responder. And he has to put on the register about the details of the caller, demographic details. Then he will transfer the call to the care providers. So here, better to promote the practice of keeping the call attendant in the room so that the details of the patient who called for consultation can be recorded in the register. The second thing is that this is not a round clock shift. There is only 2 shifts in a day. From 8 to now it is 24 hours. 24 hours. So in timing of clinical center 24 hours.
Yes, sir. Sir, Acharya Harior 24 hours 24
all the medical colleges
24 hours.
But in medical college, only after the medical college, that is Dhaneshwar, here now there is no specific telemedicine center. So some district telemedicine center we will liaison with them and they will
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ତ ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ମୁଁ ପଚାରୁଥିଲି ସାର୍ କି ମାନେ ଯେହେତୁ ଆମର ଫାସିଲିଟି ନାହିଁ ଆଉ ସେ ଯୋଉ ପେସେଣ୍ଟର ରେକର୍ଡ କରିବା କଥା ତାଙ୍କୁ ରେଜିଷ୍ଟର ଦେଇକି ରେଜିଷ୍ଟରରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହେଇଥିଲା ମୁଁ ସେଥିରେ ବି ଶୁଣିଥିଲି ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ମାନେ କିଛିଟା ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଥିଲି ସେଇଟା ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟର ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କଥା ହେଲା ପରେ ଆମେ ସେୟା କରିଥିଲୁ ଯେ 2 ଆୱାର ପରେ ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସେତିକି ଟ୍ରେନିଂ ଦେଇକି ୱିଥ୍ ରେକର୍ଡ ୱିଥ୍ ଫୋନ୍ ସେ ଯଦି ଘରକୁ ବି ଗଲେ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ନେଇକି ଏନି ଟାଇମ୍ ସେ ତାଙ୍କର ସବୁ କଥା ରେକର୍ଡ କରିକି ରଖିବେ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ
Actually,
ସାର୍ ଟିକେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲି ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଆମର ଆଚାର୍ଯ୍ୟର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହଉଛି ସେଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରୁଛି ଏ ଜିନିଷଟା ଓକେ ସାର୍ Okay, sir. I will discuss with our director. Then contact. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Any question? Please raise your hand. Yes, somebody raise your hand. Somebody is raising hand. Yes. Mr. Kali is raising hand. We are unmuting you. Please unmute yourself.
Kali, please unmute yourself. Kali, please unmute yourself.
Now we have given you the access. You can unmute yourself.
Sir, am I audible, sir? Yes, sir, I am Dr. K.P. Swami. I am Assistant Professor in Neurology, SL Medical College. Sir, my one query is about misconduct. You have written that willful violation of any regulation under NCI Act. And the latest NCI Act tells that there will be a registered medical practitioner need to complete a mandatory online course for the practice of this telemedicine.
No, that is not applicable.
The act.
And because this training is also given online
Yes, sir.
from the government, this can
Sir.
also taken as one of the trainings and this can
Okay. Okay. So because that was given, so I raised this.
Telemedicine guidelines government of India.
Anybody please? Anybody else? Do we have any questions? Please. Somebody is raising hand. Yes. Subrata Kara, Dr. Subrata Kara. Subrata Kara, second line. Second line, third person. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Am I audible, sir? Hello. Am I audible, sir? Okay, sir. I'm in the new medical college, SL Medical College. So, please just tell me in brief how to coordinate all these things in SL Medical College, new medical college.
You see, your district is having one telemedicine center. We have instructed those districts. They will respond to call, and now for the time being, they will forward the call to the consultants in medical colleges. So, after or till establishment of a separate telemedicine hub in your medical college, we will be liaising with you.
Medical college constant
ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ପାଇଁ ସାର୍ ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ପାଇଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଡିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ଟର ହେଡକ୍ୱାର୍ଟର୍ସ ହସ୍ପିଟାଲ ଯୋଉ ଟେଲିମେଡିସିନ ସେଣ୍ଟର ରନ୍ କରୁଛି that will be the primary hub. They will respond the call responder will be there, and they will
But the headquarters hospital is in Jaipur, sir. That is in Jaipur.
हाँ कर देना.
Okay. So with the help of those two mobile phones, we have to identify either multi-purpose health supervisor male or female, or a health worker male or female pharmacist.
So
So what happens when a caller calls?
It is only 9 to 5.
It is in your colleges. It is only 9 to 5. So if the call attendant or call responder can be positioned in a room provided with a register to mention all the details of the caller. Second thing is that once he receives the call, he will transfer the call to the respective providers who are on duty on that day. So at new medical colleges,
So they only
so what happens? So see, if you are not able to,
all departments.
if you are not able to go to the telemedicine center of the district headquarters hospital, then you can also start it in your own hospital. Just provide a small room to the call attendant or call responders. So, चलो ये सिंपल कर दियो
Because that is not because that is in Jaipur.
Shiba, and this is all for all the new medical colleges, because what we are doing is just we are being given two handsets and one register. So, and it is from 9 to 5. So in any dedicated room, the call handler can sit and do this networking. Okay, କିଛି କୁଆଡ଼େ gonna there is no
Okay, sir, got it.
thing going on. Okay, ଖାଲି ଦିଟା ହ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡସେଟ୍ ଧରିକି ଦି ଜଣ ଲୋକ ବସିଲେ ରୁମ୍ରେ କରିପାରିବେ। ନ କରିବେ ମାନେ ପାଇଁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ 9-5 କରାହେଇଛି କାରଣ they don't have a dedicated telemedicine room like that.
Okay. No problem. Thank you. Okay.
अच्छा, anybody else any queries or
तामाने से जे कॉल रेस्पॉन्डर जे रहइबो ओके तामाने जे कॉल रेस्पॉन्डर सपोर्ट डिपार्टमेंट
We have some political
serious है ସେମାନେ 8 ଘଣ୍ଟାରେ କରିବେ ପୁରା ମାସ 1 ମାସ ପାଇଁ ରୁଟିନ୍ ଡାଉନ୍ କରିବେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଥା କହିଲେ ଆମେ ଡାଟା
अच्छा आउ कार कोन अछि कि कोरिस ना हमें क्लोज करबा
डाटा ସେମାନେ ପଠେଇବେ
हां हाथ पे देखो एठी मैडम जने हाथ पे देखो ताको और ये डॉक्टर सस्मिता स्वाई प्लीज सस्मिता स्वाई नहीं ऊपर लाइन अरे सस्मिता स्वाई कहू सेकंड लाइन मजे मैडम प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ okay now
so my question is, so in which paper we have to write the prescription?
You can keep the prescription slips as you are using in the OPD. You can write prescription in that.
So that so how will you get the registration number?
Registration number is not necessary here. You have to put your signature below the prescription. That is sufficient. Because you are on duty on that day.
So any plain paper will do. Any plain paper will do.
Not available. You can utilize a plain paper. Okay. Just scan it.
So any plain paper will.
Yes.
So
and send it to the correspondent. You need not directly send some copy to the patient. You send it just to the correspondent. Correspondent duty is to send it to the patient as well as a copy to the his nearby counter.
okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next, anybody? Somebody is raising hand here. From Koraput, please. So Santosh from Koraput. Do you want to ask him question because you are raising hand? Madhab Nayak from Nayak. Manas Padi from Nayak. Please question.
Yes, sir. I want to ask one question that you have shared in your PowerPoint that we have to write the available near the grammar and the pen which are available in the grammar. Second question is, and you said that the district authority will provide the necessary instruction being given to the district authority to provide the high speed internet.
You say that instruction has already been issued to the district authority, but not allowing high speed internet system is necessary. It can be managed with the normal internet connectivity, but in high speed internet connectivity is available so far good. But the first question of your the list of the Niramai counters throughout the state or any particular district that will be available with the correspondent.